What if bumper cars involve flying saucers, zipping around trying to pick up lost crew members? Let's take a look at Crash and Grab. Crash and Grab from Pull the Pin Games is a game for between 2 and 6 players. Kids aged 13 and up can figure this one out, and games take half an hour to 45 minutes to play. Definitely under an hour for this one. Let's take a deeper look at Crash and Grab from Pull the Pin Games. Like other Pull the Pin games that I've played, this one comes in a slipcase that has a pin on it that you use to pull the game itself out. And then the game itself is housed in this box with a magnetic closure. Crash and Grab is a light action programming game where you're trying to win by collecting crew members in each of the 4 locations around the sides of your UFO.
Do this one. Cool.
Roll those dice. Oh, last. That's not what I wanted.
You chose. I'm going to do 3.
Well, you don't have anything to give away.
Oh no, I can stop here.
Yes, you have to stop there, yeah?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Then I can use my boost, right?
Sure. 1, 2, 3, again.
So I can go here?
Yeah, then you're going to bounce back or go somewhere else.
I'm in a great place right now.
Yeah, you sure are.
Because I can...
Oh, bummer.
Nice. Well, looks like you tied it up.
And swap places.
Oh!
It's a different card, but...
Nice.
And I can also exchange this with one that I want.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exchange it for
a blue one?
A blue one.
So
that's smart. Yeah. That's a smart play. You're much better at these games than me.
All right.
I mean...
Where's he going now?
The only person that stops is you, but it's a person nonetheless.
Sun. Yeah, that's I figured where he was going.
That's not where I'm going.
Oh, he's got a new plan. Or you can do the space
time machine.
Yeah.
Now, can you warp it wherever you want?
I can go in any
different.
I can change the direction after it's revealed.
Well, that's actually well played.
1.
Good game.
2.
Yeah,
3.
and then just spend a boost.
I could spend a boost, or I don't even have to spend one, because at the end of my turn I can move in any direction.
You can slowly push me off the edge.
Push him off the edge slowly, take the one that I wanted,
Boom.
fill up my car, and then that's the end of the game.
And there you go. In
Crash and Grab, you're going to start with an array of crew members. There's only one that's going to be on the board at a time in a 3-player game. That does expand, and the map expands. This is a modular board here that you're setting up with tiles that are kind of oriented at random. Players' UFOs will be placed on the board by rolling this location die, and then each player has 3 cards that they're going to use to secretly determine how far they're going to move and in what direction. Some of these cards give you an extra bonus. This 2 has a green token on it, meaning that you'll get a token that will allow you to move twice on your turn if you spend it. And then there's finally this big flexible one that can allow you to move up to 5 spaces. Starting with the first player, and the first player marker is a little rocket ship. They call it the probe. And the probe is given to the player who has the fewest crew members. And in a tie, it's the player who went last in the previous round. So it's a bit of a catch-up mechanism. So the player who's behind is going to get to execute their turn first each round. Because I chose the card with the number 3 on it, I also get to choose this upgrade token. I put an upgrade token on my spaceship. Once I get 2 of those, I can spend them to get an upgrade for my UFO. I draw 2 cards from the upgrade deck. I choose one of them. Now, you can't use these cards on the same turn that you've collected them, and that means while I'm deciding which one I want to keep, the next player can begin their turn and start moving things around. The upgrade cards are super powerful, so it does become really, really important to collect as many of those little golden cubes as you can. One extra thing that happens once everyone's chosen their movement, you don't know in which direction the turn order is going to go until the first player rolls this die. So this is an interesting way of adding some chaos to the game here, because you might be going clockwise, you might be going counterclockwise. So you don't know if you're going to be acting second or third in a 3-player game, which makes things extra chaotic, like I said, because these ships are going to be flying around and you're trying to crash into them. The bumper cars element of this game is extremely important. If I manage to crash another player's spaceship, I either can take one of the crew members that they've collected along the way, or I can take an upgrade cube. And like I said, those upgrade cards are super powerful, so you want to get as many of those as you can. There's no limit to the number of upgrades you can have on your ship. What skills, though, are you practicing when you play a game like Crash and Grab? Well, I mean, this is a lot of silly, chaotic nonsense, honestly, but there is a spatial element here. So a couple of things that you're doing. You're doing that spatial problem solving that really does involve some prediction, because you're trying to guess in which direction these other players are going to move. If you're not the first player, you don't know where things are going to be when your move finally gets executed and the UFOs are bumping into each other and trying to move the other players around the map. So it really does become chaotic. So there is some spatial reasoning, though. You are trying to plan things out, and that's easiest to do when you're the first player, but you're only the first player if you're in last place. In addition to the spatial problem solving, there's a bit of maybe social deduction too. You're trying to figure out, is this other player going to try to hit me, or is he going to go after the crew member who's in the middle of the table? Is he going to move 3 spaces because he wants that upgrade cube, or does he want to move 2 so that he can collect a boost? What are these other players going to do, so that I can figure out where they're going to end up on the board, so that I can bang into them and crash their spaceship? Final thoughts, though, about Crash and Grab. Now, this is a Kickstarter preview, so things might change, rules might change, components might change, of course. So this is maybe more like first impressions than final thoughts, but we played a few games of Crash and Grab, and this was utter chaos. The upgrades really changed things around, and they were so powerful that they made the game a lot of fun, and you're trying so hard to bump into the other players, but if their UFO moves before you get to do that, it's pretty funny and silly. We had a lot of laughs playing this game. The artwork is silly. You've got these aliens that have, there's some octopi over here for the green player. You've got these 3-eyed things for the reds. So each crew member for a particular color fits with the theme. And then the game came with these little matchboxes to store the player components. So instead of little Ziploc baggies, this little matchbox will hold your UFO and your crew members, so that you can just hand this out at the start of the game. I loved this rotation die. I really thought it was fun, and again, extra chaotic to not know whether you were going to go second or third, and everybody was sort of hanging on that roll once they'd chosen their move, because that was going to dictate whether their turn maybe was going to be successful or not. So that was a lot of fun too. If there are downsides, maybe, well, one is that it's super chaotic. This is not a super strategic game where you're going to be thinking in depth about your turn. But one that came up a few times as we played through this game was that the upgrade cards are so powerful that it didn't happen very often that players were choosing movement cards other than this 3 movement card that gave them that upgrade cube. You always wanted to buy as many of those upgrade cards as you possibly could, because the abilities were so strong. There are tractor beams that would allow you to pull a lost crew member towards you if you weren't quite landing on them. All kinds of crazy things like that. So the upgrades made things very crazy and silly, but they were so powerful that almost never were we choosing this other card. There are some upgrades that do allow you to earn these upgrade cubes. So in a couple of games, I had something that whenever I placed my UFO back on the board after crashing, I would get an upgrade cube and a boost, which was a fantastic ability to have. And that did mean that I could sometimes choose other movement cards because I was getting those upgrade cubes in other ways. So your mileage may vary on that one, and certainly it's so important to bang into the other players, especially as they're getting close to completing the game. But boy, those number 3 movement cards were so powerful that it was rare to see the other ones play out. And that, in a nutshell, is Crash and Grab. I will put a link to the campaign in the show notes below the video. If you have questions or comments, you can leave them in the comments section below. You can email me at brian@brainsongames.ca. Brainsongames.ca is the website. That's where future episodes will go. The old ones are up there already. Brains on Games is the X handle and the Facebook page and the Instagram page and the Blue Sky feed, so we're all over the place. And if you enjoyed this video, you want to be notified of future ones, you can head on over to YouTube and click that subscribe button. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you next time.